It's that time again. Time for some real talk about real issues to enhance your real life. Whatever you think, whatever you know, whatever you feel, Tanya doesn't mind talking about it. Get ready for some real talk that is always rated R, because Talk with Tanya has got to be relevant. Talk with Tanya has got to be refreshing. But most importantly, Talk with Tanya has got to be real. Tune in right now for Real Talk with Tanya White.
Welcome once again to the Real Talk with Tanya White show. It is Tanya White, and I hope that you all are enjoying this month of April. We're in the second quarter of 2025. I don't even know where January, February, March went because I was so busy handling my business, living my lovely life, and being with you on Real Talk. But we're in the second quarter of 2025. And we are going to have real talk about real issues to enhance your real life like we always do. And you know, every show is rated R for being real, relevant, and refreshing. And today is no different, as our guest, Kimberly Douglas, is calling from the West Coast. And we're going to talk about some things, especially her foundation, Beautiful I Am Foundation. And it's going to be a powerful conversation. But before we get started, you know, I must give kudos. Thank you so much to our sponsors. We have two this month. Author Tina Siemens, author of 3 books that you can go right now, as I'm telling you about it on Amazon.com. She is the author of Seminole, Post Oak, and a children's book, The Little Sandals That Could. Thank you, Tina Siemens, for your sponsorship this month, and go get her books on Amazon.com right now. And then next, we have my girl, my family, Rashayla Burns of R&B mobile bartender and catering. Rashayla has been the family bartender for decades. She is a creator of delicious adult beverages and non-alcoholic beverages for any event that you have, a birthday party, anniversary. And you know, in the Louisville area, Derby's coming up. She will be a great choice because she does things with excellence, fun, and gets your party where it needs to be. R&B mobile bartender and catering, Rashayla Burns. She is a licensed bartender. So license means you're going to have to pay her, okay? There's no mom and pop thing. She is licensed by the state. She is a minority-owned Black business owner. Give my sister her coins because she deserves it. All right. Thank you, Rashayla. Thank you, Tina, for being sponsors of the Real Talk with Tanya White show. And if you want to become a monthly sponsor or a sponsor for just 1 month for the economic investment of $99, email me at realtalkwithtanyawhite@gmail.com or inbox me on Facebook, Instagram, or call 502-509-6053. Now let's get to our show. Let's bring our guest on, Miss Kimberly Douglas from the West Coast. She is a first-time guest. I know it won't be the last time on the Real Talk with Tanya White show. So welcome to the show, Miss Douglas. How are you?
Thank you. I am wonderful. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. And I love the intro. It's rated R. I'm like, okay, R.
Yes, real relevant and refreshing. That's all I know.
Relatable.
How to be.
Yes.
Let's get into who Miss Douglas is. I'm gonna call you Miss Douglas because you know what? Let me give you the backstory. Growing up, we have our villages, right? And I went to a daycare, Douglas Daycare, and Miss Louise Douglas was one of my village people who grew, nurtured me from daycare until I went to school. Miss Louise Douglas, I commend her for everything that she does. And so when I heard your last name, I automatically think of her because it was love, it was empowerment, it was education. And so I will call you Miss Douglas just because I make that connection. Is that okay?
Okay. It's okay.
So tell us who you are. I know that's a loaded question.
Oh my goodness. First, it is. But you know what? For a long time, I didn't know. It was always, I'm something for someone else, but I wasn't who I was. First and foremost, I'm a child of God. I'm going to say that first. I am a loving, kind, nurturing human being is who I am. I love giving and I love sharing. I am a wife. I am a mother. I am what my grandchildren call me, EI. So I don't know where the name came from, but I am EI, and I love it, and I
Embrace
grab
it,
it,
embrace it.
and I take hold of it. Right. So I am that. I am a minister of music and of the word. So I thank and praise God for that. I am the founder of Beautiful I Am Foundation, which is an organization that is so close to my heart, working with young girls. So I am that. I am also a program manager at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center and the Heart Institute, where I've been at Cedars for close to 30 years, just about, because I've been here in Los Angeles for 35. But I really relate to home as being Washington, D.C., the DMV. Born and
Okay.
raised, I am always be a DC girl wherever I go. And doesn't matter how long I've been away, I'm a DC girl to the heart. So
DC,
that's
I am
that's a little
going
bit of
to
who I am.
listen. That's a whole lot, but I am going to DC for the first time in July for Delta Sigma Theta National Convention, and my sororities. We got work to do because this administration is a whole nother story. So Delta's gonna converge on DC and do what we do. But I'm excited about going to DC.
Okay.
Everybody who is from DC, who has been to DC, they always say it's nothing like DC. So I'm excited about
it. Really isn't. I just left a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, it wasn't the happiest moment because we had to celebrate the life of my uncle godfather. But it's always good to have family, be with family, hang out with family. But I'll be going back again in May for about a week or two to hang out with my mom. She'll be 85, so I'm excited about that.
Praise God.
But anytime we get to go home, because my husband is from DC as well, so you know, we go home for family.
All right then. So 35 years on the West Coast, grew up in DC on the East Coast. And you are the founder of Beautiful I Am Foundation, working diligently at one of the most prestigious hospitals, Cedars-Sinai. Even if we've never been, we've heard of that hospital. Yes. And not only working in the hospital, but you say you work in the heart department, right?
Yeah, I work in the Heart Institute. I was in the Cancer Institute for over 20 years. And the past 5 years, I've been in the Heart Institute.
Isn't it awesome how God
I've seen a lot.
Yeah, it's awesome how God would use who we are and bring us to what we do in our professions as well. Because you said you was a minister. Absolutely. You are a minister. You're a minister in cancer and heart. I mean, that is ministry in itself.
Yeah, and not only that, I'm a cancer survivor 2 times. Amen. So, you know, I always think about how God would have me working in the Cancer Institute, and then I would get these diagnoses twice. And the blessing was that I had the doctors and knew the doctors right there. And so I've been cancer-free since 2011. So I praise God for that. Everything that's ever happened in my life was ordered and has been ordered. So I'm very appreciative and very grateful of that. And then being a musician, you know, I graduated from Berklee College of Music in Boston. So I'm a singer first, songwriter, producer first. And so, but my mom was a business teacher, and she said, I'm gonna need you to learn how to type. So I'm in high school learning how to type, and just that typing experience got me to all of these other places administratively. So with that gift, those talents, all of this just is a culmination of everything that I do. And so I just love all that I do. That's why I can't let anything go.
Wow. Listen, some of our listeners who are young, they don't even know what a typewriter is, but we had typing class on a typewriter. Correction tape was a big thing that when I remember in high school, we got correction tape.
And the white out, the liquid white out.
Yeah.
Have to blow.
They don't know nothing about that, Miss Douglas. But that take me back, and I love what you said. Your mom said, I'm gonna need you to learn how to type. Business, typing was a fundamental part of the way businesses were ran. And if you knew how to type and take notes, you were
could get a job
anywhere.
Yep.
And so, yes, those are fundamental.
And she was a business teacher. She taught, she taught business in high school. She worked in the DC school system, and she would have me dress for success on Thursdays because her class dressed for success. And I was like, I don't want to wear a skirt to school. You're going to put this skirt on and some stockings and a shirt. I was like, every Thursday I had to dress for success. Not understanding and realizing what she was doing. And so I see my life parallel with her so much. She's also a minister. She also had her master's degree in business education. And then I just got my MBA in 2019. And it's just seeing my mom, and that's one of the things Beautiful I Am is all about too, is with working with these young girls and being examples before them. And as much as it would make me uneasy, I'm so thankful now that she made me do what she made me do.
Ain't nothing like a good old mama.
I did it.
Yes. I remember my mom. She was my first person who I wanted to be like, my mom. And she was business. She was in accounting. And you talking about dress. You didn't it was just something about the generation before us. Dressing, stockings, slips. They don't know nothing about that, Miss Douglas. Stockings, slips. You better, if you had a little too much in something, you can put on a girdle. And you dress for success, okay? You're going to put on that suit, no matter if you were the receptionist.
We were
no
in
matter.
flips.
Absolutely. You was covered up and you
were in slips.
Apart.
I was wearing a slip at 10 and 11 years old. I was wearing slips to church. And what? You putting a slip on. And you're wearing stockings or tights.
Absolutely.
Even in the summer.
Come on. Even in the summertime, you better have them on. You better not show your bare legs in no church. No, ma'am. So all those fundamental tips shaped you to who you are. Now let's talk about Beautiful I Am Foundation, the vision, the mission, and the what you're doing now. Where did it start?
It started, I tell people, it started when my father passed. He passed away in 2013. When he passed away, I had written a song called Beautiful I Am. And that loss was extremely devastating to me because it was unexpected. And I was such a daddy's girl that I didn't realize that my whole identity was wrapped up into being daddy's girl. And so when he was gone, I was struggling with, who am I? I don't know who I am without him being here. And so I just started thinking, I said, I'm gonna have to go to therapy for this one. So I started going to therapy and started peeling back the layers. And those layers hurt because when you're peeling something, it's not, it doesn't feel good. It's like you're tearing away skin that you develop this thing over your heart. And so now in your mind, so now you have to peel these pieces back. So in the peeling back, I got revelation that, and through the song that I had written, I went back and read my lyrics and I was like, whoa, this is pretty deep, And so I realized and started realizing I don't want any other young girl to have to go through what I'm going through right now. So it has been my mission to go out and teach and mentor young girls about self-esteem, self-worth, building a confidence in them that nobody could shake. And then even developing that into where I even help mothers. Mothers, you have to become the best person you can for your daughters because you are the first mirror that she looks into. And your isms and your schisms, you don't know, but you can pass them on. So we need healthy moms raising healthy daughters. And they're so bombarded with negative images of who Black girls are in media, social media, and all of these mediums. And, first of all, medium is demonic. If anybody really starts to study mediums, that comes from witchcraft. And so when you understand that concept and what's being fed into the minds of our young Black girls, we have an absolute mess. And I just feel like it's part of my responsibility to share and to teach what I've been through, because I truly don't want any other girl to have to struggle with their self-identity and who they are. So that's the thing. We have workshops, and we've had mother and daughter. We have holiday brunches every year for the mothers and daughters. We've done father-daughter dances. We have summer programs. And my ultimate goal, of course, I'm all about education, is giving financial stipends. We gave our first financial stipend to a young lady who actually went off to major in music last year. And so we're looking forward to being able to give a young girl something this year. And we're starting a new program called the Grow program, which is getting ready for outward wowing. And it's all about confidence building, because all of this stuff starts from the inside. So when we plant that seed and we give them the tools that'll water it, they will grow into something spectacular that God called them to be. And so that's what I'm working on right now. That's who Beautiful I Am is. And I just want to see it work.
Listen, you have said everything that how I was shaped and groomed from my mom, who was shaped and groomed from her mother. You have to be a healthy female, a mother, because yes, not only are your daughters looking at you to be a woman, but your sons are looking at you to see what they want and desire in a wife. And so that is one of the things that is missing.
Absolutely.
Because church has changed. So people don't go and get that female mentorship from the mothers of the church and the aunties of the church. And the I love what you said, getting ready for outward wowing, because you even had peers who were just so were standout females, standout males, even if they were your same age, that you could learn from. And so the media has poured into society what they want society to be. And so often, especially when it comes to our Black girls, they want us to live up to a stereotype that's not what God has created. And so we get into things that are combative. They see aggressiveness. They see disharmony amongst us. And they think that's what it's supposed to be, but it's not. If you go back to who we were created to be, we were created to be helpmates, right? And not just for men, but for the world. We are the hand that rocks the cradle, rules the world.
Each other.
Yeah. Yes. And so I love what you're doing. I'm an acronym person. So getting ready for outward wowing. I need to dig deeper into that, Miss Douglas. How did you come up with that? Because that is so powerful.
Well, actually, it was last year, and I was planning our annual summer Zoom program. We had started in COVID because we weren't meeting each other. And I said, well, I got to do something. We still have to do something. So I developed this online program. In the summer, we would meet every Saturday. I would meet the young girls. I would meet the teens. And so year before last, we did a hybrid session where we met in person. And so every year I like to theme it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, God, I don't know, like what would you have me call this one? And I kept getting the word grow. Everywhere around me, it was like, you grow, girl. You this girl, grow this, grow. And that word just kept coming to me. And I said, I need an acronym for this grow.
Mm.
And Holy Spirit gave me getting ready for outward wowing. And so then I began to study each word, what get means, what ready means, what outward means, and what wowing means. And I was just like, this is it. And the basis of it all is your confidence.
Yes.
It's your confidence. And so I'm looking now for a horticulturist, somebody that works with plants, to come in and speak with the girls, to know what it means to plant a seed, how it germinates, what's happening in the dark spaces and dark places. I'm going to have a photographer come out. Let's talk about what happens in the dark room when something is coming to life. And then you now have this photo. The photosynthesis. I mean, I just want to really dig deep because it's in the dark, moist places that our greatness is established, right? Our troubles, our hardships. So part of our mission, envision that regardless to your past situation or your present situation, it cannot dictate who you're going to become.
No.
And actually who you already are and don't know. You're already great.
Yes.
You're already great. You're already beautiful. You're already wonderful. Let's stop comparing what you see in media. And these young ladies don't realize, as much as you want to be an individual, why are y'all looking alike? Why are y'all got the same eyelashes all big like you're gonna fly away? Why are y'all got all these big long wigs that, why do you look alike? Why are you looking alike? Come on, let's talk real, Tanya. Let's talk real.
It's real talk.
But you want your own identity. I'm confused. Make it make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense in this and then
I'll be right there with you. I'll be right there with you.
You just said a whole lot.
I'm right there with you.
You just said a whole lot about the growth in the dark room, planting seeds, the wowing, the confidence. And sometimes, oftentimes, even those who are 50, 40, 35, 60, we need that because the little girl in us is speaking the loudest who didn't get that. And so I'm hearing you and I'm saying, oh, yeah, the dark places, the development. It's not in front of everybody. See, some of this generation don't even know about cameras when we didn't have camera phones and we had to take it to the film place to get developed. And it was at least a week.
Oh, come on now.
And we had to wait. We had to wait because the expert, the photographer, had to take it through some things. And they had to get it right. So you can have a picture, a process. And what this generation, this society, we are forgetting the process because the microwave and instantaneous, we got cell phones that we can call. We don't even have to be at home. We've forgotten about the gift of developing and waiting on things and getting ready. Because just like I've never had a physical child, but everybody I know, that 9 months, they are getting ready happily. They ain't even seen the baby, but they know it's coming and they're preparing for 9 whole months.
Prepare.
We're
getting ready. We're in preparation for.
Yes.
We're in preparation for. And just like you said, we are in a microwave society. Everybody wants things right now. And because a lot of young people see people jumping off with all this money, and everything is around money. We're going to even talk about money and what finances look like, how it takes time to even grow your wealth, for it to sustain itself. You can get some quick wealth, but is it going to be sustainable? Are you going to be able to keep it? And I always tell young ladies, you have to know the difference between a need and a want.
Yes.
And so even that is a process. You have to know. You got to know what your needs are and take care of your needs. Nothing wrong with a want. I would love a Louis Vuitton bag, but there's some things that I have to get put in order first before I get my Louis. Now I'm going to get a Louis, but I have to prioritize some things. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you are just spot on when we talk about the little girl inside of us that needs to be healed. I have a book that I wrote called Beautiful I Am. And when I talked about that book, I had more women crying than little girls, because they were like, that's me. That was me. And it was like, yes, that's who I am. And even now I'm 59 years old, and I still go through healing processes with the little Kim. And I still sometimes have to talk to little Kim because she wasn't protected, but she didn't know. And the people around her didn't know. So I had to come to terms with the fact that they did the best they could with the information they had on how to treat me. Because one, I didn't know how I should be treated.
Yeah.
And when you know how you're supposed to be treated, a lot of foolishness won't take place.
It will not take place. And that is the confidence in knowing when you know who you are. No. First of all, we are God's children, created in his image. And so we know our God does not take a lot of foolishness. He doesn't. He was not did not create this world to be foolish. He created man in his own image. He created woman in his own image. He brought us together to create a world, and we've gotten off the path. Oh, Miss Douglas, Miss Kim, listen, we are short time. You shall be back. Listen, you shall be back.
Okay, we need part two, girl. Yes.
Yes. Listen, because I can go so many places with what you said, but we want to respect your time and help some people process even what you said today. Before we close out, give our audience how they can stay connected with you.
Oh, you can stay connected with us via our website, which is www.beautifuliam.org. Again, that's www.beautifuliam.org. Please click the contact button, write to me. I respond, if not right away, within 24 hours, I'm responding to you. I would love for you to follow us. We're on Instagram at Beautiful I Am. We're on Facebook at Beautiful I Am. So you can find us. We're out there, and we're really trying to make some things happen for the young girls out here in not only Los Angeles, but with the fact that we can have our Zoom nationally, all over the world.
And that's what it's about. Getting to where you need to get to, whether it's virtually or physically, because everybody needs what you have, but some people desperately need it now. And so connect with Miss Kim Douglas. Visit the site beautifuliam.org. She shall be back because we got to dig deeper into some of the things that she said. Before we go, I want to ask you a couple of questions. I have this little segment, Fun Facts, and I am going to ask from a biblical perspective because I just love our females from the Bible. To get to know you, who is the female in the Bible who you connect with the most, and why?
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's good.
Good one, ain't it?
Probably. Oh, maybe Ruth.
And why Ruth?
Because of how I would equate her mother-in-law actually to like my mom, to teach me, to go out and to learn and to glean from, not even just necessarily a man, but how to glean from people, how to learn from people, and ultimately to be blessed because of the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that I get or have gotten from these mighty women. Actually, even though, she made a wonderful man, I got a wonderful husband, but the women of how to go out and learn to sit at the feet of greatness and learn from it. And even not that man, but of God, to sit at his feet and learn from him. And I think that's what helps me be the worshiper I am today.
Awesome.
Yeah.
One of the ones, and you're gonna come back because we're gonna dig deeper. One of the I connect with all of them, but the one that in my season in life now is Queen Vashti. Why? Because first of all, she gets a bad rap because she stood up, because she knew who she was, and she knew God didn't have her to be a queen and take foolishness from a king. And Queen Vashti is one who, if it wasn't for her knowing when to leave, we never would have known Queen Esther. And so this is why I connect because I know who I am, and I know when it's time for Tanya to exit stage left. Because when my time is up, my time is up.
Okay.
And it's because somebody is supposed to be where I am. And if I don't leave, then God's will not be done. And so if Vashti hadn't left and she listened to some of her girlfriends, girl, you better stay with that man. No. Her assignment was up. And another queen. And with her leaving, now you didn't interrupted the preacher and me. With her leaving, it opened that man's eyes and said, you know what? I've been acting a fool. The next woman you bless me with, God, I'm not going to act a fool. So sometimes, my sisters, you got to be bold enough to get ready for your outward wilding by leaving some of the foolishness. Right, Miss Douglas? Ain't that right? Because I know I am beautiful. I am.
Yes.
All right. Listen, you will be back because we're going to have an hour because I'm going to have to listen. I'm going to have to pull on your spirit for some good old fashioned teaching from the biblical perspective and how it equates to life. Okay. So thank you so much. One last word of wisdom before we go from Kimberly Douglas.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So you guys remember to listen to this, re-listen, reshare this. And as always, I want you to love your life, live your life, and laugh through your life. Until next time, Real Talk.